Hello everyone, my name is Kanak Rai and I would like to welcome all of you on this webinar where we are going to talk about horizon strategy. And as you can see right now, already some of my friends have joined the comment section. So welcoming you all on the platform. I think Nizamuddin ji has joined already. Hello Nizamuddin ji, good to see you again. Lovely to see you. Plus point my friend, please open Japanese candle. I can definitely do that for you, not an issue on that front. Islam Rahat Saab, finally you are trading on a USDT account. I'm not sure, have you seen my webinars or not, but for quite a some time now, I've been using USDT only actually. Zindi Jet, hello, hi, how are you guys? Some of my friends have joined right now, and I hope that other friends of mine can join pretty soon in the coming minutes so that we can start further discussing about how we can use this horizon strategy. But before that, my humble request is please let me know if you guys can see my trading screen clearly. Also, is my voice clear for you guys or not? So you can let me know that by saying yes or no in the comment section. Okay? Islam Rafa Saab, I'm really sorry if you're not able to hear me properly. In case if there's something which is not clear enough for you, please let me in the comments. I will repeat that again to make sure every information that I share is quite clear and crispy for you all. Uh, do you know is the account name? My friend is asking Japanese candlestick. At the moment, no. The graph you can see over is actually a area graph. If you want to switch to Japanese candlestick, you can go to this chart type here. And from here, you can switch to Japanese candle or to Aikinashi or to bars as per your choice. Okay. Alexandria da Silvi Barbosa. Good morning to you. Vikas Chauhan, please help me lose my cover. Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm here to let you guys know what we can do to make sure we have profitable trades. And in case if there's a day when you're not having a profitable trades, how to make sure we minimize the losses also. Because these two things are parallel, which go side by side. You have to work towards getting more profitability, but in case that is not happening, make sure that you work towards not having a big loss. Because if you have a very small loss, that's absolutely fine. That can easily be recovered if today, and if not today, then tomorrow. Plus, make any risk-free trade gift at the moment. I'm really sorry, but I don't have any such news for you. But of course, if you want risk-free trades, what you can do is you can go to this market section over here, and from here you can purchase risk-free trade as per your requirement. Like if you go to trading conditions, you have the option to get all the risk-free trades that you need, and as per your requirement, you can purchase any of them over here. Okay. But guys, you guys, none of you have answered my question as of now. Please let me know with a yes or no so that I can proceed further and we can have some great conversation about this horizon strategy at the moment. In the meantime, what I will do is I will just switch and implement this horizon strategy on my graph. What you can do is you can simply go over here, the technical analysis section, and from here you can superimpose any strategy or any indicator or oscillator on your graph. Okay. So if I go over here, I scroll down further, you will find all the strategies that are available for starter trader. Afterwards, you have the strategies that are available for the advanced trader. And last but not the least, strategies that are available for the expert trader, and Horizon comes under this section. So basically, Horizon is composed of two SMA indicators and one MACD oscillator. Right now, if you see over here, you have the strategy implemented over here. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me take a trade. So right now, if you see over here, we have SMA 5. It means this will be a moving average of the last 5 minutes. So this yellow line over here, this yellow line will represent how the asset has been moving in the last 5 minutes from a 5 minutes point of view. And if you go to SMA 22, it's in the blue color. Of course, you can change the color if you want and the thickness. I'm quite okay with the color, so I'm changing just the thickness at the moment, but you can do that too. So SMA 22 here represents how this asset, this commodity composite index is moving from a 22 minutes point of view. Okay. And last but not the least, the MACD is over here for us. So if you can see right now, we have a histogram, we have a signal and a MACD line, which is composed. So now, let's talk about the main thing, how to take trades using horizon strategy. So basically, it's a two-step process. Okay. Step one, when SMA 5 crosses SMA 22, you can take a trade. Guys, please make sure you focus on the word can. I didn't say you should take a trade. It means it is a point on which, okay, we can think further of taking a trade. So this is step number one for us. Whenever you find SMA 5 is crossing SMA 22 in that very same direction, you can take a trade. For example, right now, if you see over here, SMA 5 crossed SMA 22 in the downward direction, and I opened a trade of 20 USDT on this. If I would have been at this point of time, here SMA 5 crosses in upward direction to SMA 22, I could have opened a trade there as well. Okay. Again, this is a two-step process, and what I've told you just now is just the first step. Make sure that we follow both of the steps to have enough profitability or to avoid any unnecessary trades. Okay. Step two, check MACD cloud, aka histogram, approaching zero, going away from zero. In case if this step looks a bit confusing to you, nothing to worry about. I'll try to elaborate on the graph for you guys. So if you would have been here, just imagine right now, step one is working out, right? We can see SMA 5 is crossing SMA 22 in upward direction, so we can open an upward trend. Now we come to the same point in histogram. If you see over here right now, the histogram is going away from zero. It means it is also having an upward movement. So whatever movement your SMA 5 is having, if the cloud or the histogram is supporting that same movement, you can open a trade over there. Okay. So guys, just to clarify the things again, if I was here, I opened a trade, and as of now, this trade was profitable for me. This trade I made, it was profitable. How? I saw the crossing over here. It means SMA 5 was crossing SMA 22 in downward direction. Step 1 is confirmed. We can open a trade. What is the step 2? See the cloud or the histogram in the same direction, and you will find it is going downwards. It means it's supporting this downward too. So I opened a trade in downward direction and I had a profitability. I hope this clarification is clear enough for you. Still, in case if it's not, nothing to worry about. We will do enough trades to provide enough demonstration for all of you to have an understanding and a clarification as well. Okay. There's no crossing happening anytime soon, so we can wait for some time or see some other assets. Okay, that's a great example for us. If you would have been here and if you saw this crossing happening, it means SMA 5 was crossing SMA 22 in the downward direction. And we can see the histogram as well supporting that downward direction. And we could have had a profitability if we would have opened a downward trade. So I hope catching the trend is really something which is clear for you guys, because that's a very basic yet the most important point about using horizon strategy to catch the trend. If you see SMA 5 and the cloud having the same trend and the crossing is happening at that time, we are good to go with opening a trade. Okay. Like this one is here. I can open a trade. Let's see how this one goes. So as of now, the crossing has just now happened. And if you see, the SMA 5 is going in upward direction and the cloud is supporting that at the moment. So it means I can open an upward direction trade here. Let's see how the trade ends in the next 3 minutes. I believe there is a possibility for a crossing to happen also as well. We can see there's a change in the trend. So it means there's a great chance for us to have a profitability if we open a downward direction trade over here. But again, considering how conservative of a trader I am, I will actually wait for a crossing to happen before I open a trade. Okay, so it's all up to you as a person how you want to proceed this one. But I'll put a star over here just for safety. How wonderful example is this, guys? Look at this one. If you would have been here, you could have opened a downward trade because we saw a crossing happening, which is SMA5 is going in downward direction, and the cloud or the histogram of MACD is actually supporting that. But of course, we are a bit late now, so we can't make a trade here. But if we were here or if we were here, we could have opened a trade. Now let me see what's the issue with this one. VDI as of now is not profitable for me. If you see right now, there's a possibility it might change the trend. So it means the yellow might cross downwards, and of course, we can open a trade in that case too. But not an issue. And that's the great thing about opening longer duration trades, because even if your trade does not go profitable, you have the reason why it is happening, and that way you can make the trade. Okay. See now, crossing has happened downward direction. It means we can open a trade in downward direction. But if you look at the histogram of the cloud, somewhere it's approaching an upward trend. If I can zoom it in for you guys, you can see this thing, right? It's going in the upward direction. So it's below zero, that's true, but it's going closer to zero. It means following an upward trend. So we can't take a trade based on this one. I think this will serve as a great example for all of us to understand. The crossing has happened for sure. We can take a downward trade if we were here somewhere. But right now, the cloud is taking an upward trend based on this one. So we can't open a trade right now on this one. I believe this BDIX trade will not go profitable for us, unfortunately. Not an issue. The crossing has just happened here. SMA5 is taking an upward trend. But again, SMA5 has crossed an upward direction, that's true, but the cloud here is showing a downward direction. And that is why I'm not opening a trade. And I'm so glad I didn't open a trade, because you can see this trend here right now. That's why always make sure you follow these two steps, because if you take into consideration only the first step, it can bring you some losses. Okay. So these two steps, you can either write it down or you can take a screenshot and save it somewhere. But please make sure that whenever you are using Horizon strategy, you follow these two steps. Step one, SMA5 is crossing SMA22, which it is here, but the cloud or the histogram is not supporting the same trend. So we will not be opening a trade over here. Anyway, right now the situation is I had a loss, so I have to recover this one too. Let me zoom out a bit. The star is not required here, considering I'm not going to find any signal anytime soon on these things, so I will remove the star. But you can use this star wherever you feel there's a possibility of getting a signal in a minute or two. Okay, like here, I think there's a possibility, so I'll put the star as it is over here, and I'll shift to some other assets. The situation is same over here too. Let me see some currencies right now. Again, guys, if you see, I am here to demonstrate how we can use the strategy. That's why my trading duration is 2 minutes. But of course, when you guys are trading, my recommendation is go for at least 4 to 5 minutes, if not more. Okay? So make sure to avoid short trading as much as possible, because it's for your own betterment. Let me see some currencies from down below here. As of now, there's no crossing. The crossing has just happened. As of now, it's not showing a downward trend, so I've opened a trade. Let's see how this one goes. I'm not sure of this signal. That's why I've not opened a 40 USDT trade to recover this amount. Because I think there's a signal, but I'm not sure of this one as much. So that's why. I will open a trade of 40 USDT when I'm a bit more sure of a signal. Guys, in case if this approach is clear for you all, please have a look at the asset where you feel I should take a trade on. So that way we all will have enough clarification regarding what is the right approach for this forex strategy. Okay. At the moment, there is a transaction happening in the downward direction. If this crossing happens, I can open a trade in downward direction, but let's see how this one goes because at the moment the cloud is showing an upward trend. That's why at the moment I can't take a trade on this. I have a star here already. Let me move further and see how other assets are performing right now. At the moment, I don't think I have much of a signal to start a trade, at least in currencies. Oh, there's no chance for this one to go profitable, unfortunately. Again, guys, I hope the example on Asia Composite Index will really help you to understand the crossing has happened. It means SMA5 has crossed in downward direction, but immediately after that, we can see the cloud is showing an upward trend, and that's why you shouldn't open a trade here. Okay. And if you see right now, this trade is in nor profit nor loss. So that's something which is great for us. I mean, this is the next best thing after profitable trade. There's a possibility for a crossing to happen over here. If that happens, we can definitely open a trade over here. Let's see. I believe crossing is about to happen. Actually. If you see the best part about this is the crossing is about to happen as well as this has changed the trend also. So, and after opening this trade, I'm back to 20 again. Oh, how wonderful is this? We are about to have a crossing over here as well. If that happens, we can open a trade here too on Europe composite. There's a crossing over here. Uh-oh. We should have waited for the next candle, but not an issue. We'll learn from this mistake to make sure that when we see a candle is about to end, we should wait for the other candle to form. Let's wait on Europe composite right now because I believe we can have a good signal over here to start a trade. So my friend Alexandra has asked what is the name of this indicator that opens just like the area chart. So you can see the list of indicators oscillator used over here. We have SMA5, this blue line. We have SMA22, this, I'm sorry, SMA5 is yellow line. SMA22 is this blue line. And this entire section actually is MACD. Okay. No way this trade will go profitable. We should have waited for some time. But that's okay. We'll learn from this one. I hope you guys saw what I did. I should have waited for the next candle to end because I always tell my traders, but I forgot to implement it. That whenever you see last 15-20 seconds are remaining for a candle to end, never open a trade in that situation. But unfortunately, I did by mistake, but I did. So because of what happened, I have this trade in loss. You know, if I would have just waited for the next candle to form, I would have easily avoided making a trade on this one. So that's a great learning for all of us, you and I, that we should trade when we see a candle is about to end, like this candle. It's almost 10 seconds remaining, so we should open a trade on this one and wait for the new candle to form, and based on that, we should decide the trade. So at the moment, the great thing is we had a profitability of 33 on 40 USD trade. So it means this loss which we had over here has been recovered. That's a wonderful thing. But this loss we have to recover. So we have to open another trade of 40 USD to recover this one. I don't know why I believe there might be a crossing happening anytime soon and we should be prepared for that. But it's taking a lot of time. So let me see some other assets in the meantime. Also, guys, if you have any recommendation in terms of asset which you want me to trade upon, because as per your point of view, it shows a clear-cut signal, please let me know. And I will make sure I check that and I open a trade so other friends of mine can also see that and have a better clarification about the strategy. Okay? Like right now, the candle is about to end. So I will not open a trade on this one and wait for the other candle to form. And then I can open a trade. Okay? So the next candle as of now is not supporting the upward trend. So it's a great thing we didn't open the trade. See, that's what happens when you trade for a longer duration. You learn from the mistakes. So guys, please make sure that we trade as much as possible on longer duration because that will definitely help you a lot to improve your trading result, but also to improve the understanding about trading also. Well, my friend Alexandro is saying I use RSI indicators a lot. Let me tell you, my friend, RSI is one of my favorite indicators too. I definitely use that. But of course, this is not bad either. You can try this one because I have had a quite good experience in this one more often than not. So just go through this webinar and try some strategy, try some trades with this strategy, and I'm sure you'll have some good results too. Okay? The confusing thing here is even though it's going downward, but it's showing an upward trend. Not now anymore, but yeah, it was. So we will not open a trade over here. Again, guys, if you see, I have a loss and I have to open a trade, but I'm not opening trade in any hurry. And that's something which I would recommend you guys to. Make sure that whenever you're opening a trade, you are clear cut about whether you want to open a trade or not over there. Never trade in greed, never trade in fear. Always use logic. That will really help you to save your money and your time. Okay? No crossing anytime soon over here. We can remove the star, not an issue. No crossing over here to removing the star. Oh, we missed the crossing. We could have opened a trade over here. Not an issue. But that's the thing, guys. Keep checking because I can assure you one thing: you will find lot of assets where you can open a trade. And if you use proper logic, proper understanding, you will have more often than not profitable trades. Again, the crossing here is in downward direction, but post that, if you see, it's going showing an upward trend, and that is why you should take trades in such a situation. So, guys, make sure you use this webinar as experience on where to take trades, but also to learn where not to. Okay, because at the end of the day, we are catching the trend right now. Because of this crossing, we are catching a downward trend, but the candle and the cloud or the histogram is showing an upward trend. Then I'm really sorry you are having a bit of issue because my voice is not clear for you. Madhav, hi Madhav, you have joined again. Wonderful to see you again. I believe Mooch is not available for me. It's not available for me. I'm sorry. But because if you feel there's a clear-cut signal for you, you can start a trade. But to make sure, open a trade in demo first so that you have a better understanding. And when you are much sure of this strategy, then you can come to your live account and start trading on this one. Okay. Let me see from the down trend. USD JPY. Okay, there's no crossing anytime soon over here. Again, there was a crossing here, and the cloud was supporting the trend. So definitely we could have opened a downward trend over here. So I hope the clarification is really helping you guys, even though I'm not able to make a trade right now on this one. But this example will definitely help you with what I'm trying to explain. This two-step process, always remember that. Step number one, we have to wait for the crossing to happen. When the crossing happens, see if the cloud is supporting that trend or not. If the answer is yes, you can go with the trade. Otherwise, avoid trading at that particular moment. Let me remove this star first of all because they are serving no purpose right now. Stars. The crossing has happened. It's showing an upward trend, so I've opened a trade right now. Let's see how this one. And I'm back to 20 again. So make sure if you're following the martingale principle and you're opening a trade to recover the previous loss, after that, go back to the original amount again, which in my case was 20 USD. In your case, it can be 2, 5, 10, whatever, as per your situation. Okay. Right now, I don't have any signal. But again, guys, if you can see right now, I'm looking for signals, but I'm not getting enough. Still, I'm not taking trades because I know one thing: I will only take trades when I have a clear-cut signal. Otherwise, I will wait for it. So make sure not having a goal. Okay, I would trade this much or this much or this much. Your goal should be: we need to make profitable trades, and that's it. Okay. I saw a crossing happening over here. I saw the histogram supporting the trend. I opened a trade of 20. You will see. As simple as that. Step number one, see the crossing happening and check the trend of SMA5. If the cloud is supporting SMA5 trend, or you can open a trade in that direction. As simple as that. No crossing happening anytime soon on this one. Nothing over here too. If a crossing happens, we can look for a chance, but at the moment, I don't think the crossing is going to happen. But I'll put a star. So you can use these stars in that way. Whenever you see there's an asset on which there might be a signal anytime soon, you can put a star. So you can come back to it maybe a minute or two later. Oh, we can have a crossing over here. Let's wait for the new candle to happen. Maybe then we will have a crossing and we can open a downward trade and we can open a downward. And luckily, we recovered the loss we had over here with this trade. So at the moment, we are in profitability, guys. That's a great thing. Unfortunately, this one, commodity composite, still in loss. Let's see what's the issue. Oh, if you see right now, we followed all the things, but we are still under loss. But let's see how this one goes. But again, as we always tell you guys, no strategy is 100% accurate. So that is why we should be money conscious of how much money we are investing in. Just because these two things are following, so we cannot open 1,000 USD trade, right? Because there is a possibility that even after following every single thing, the trade might not go your way. That's why we have to be cautious about how much money we are putting in a single trade. Pro tip for you all: whenever you're trading, make sure your trade amount doesn't exceed 10% of your account balance. That's the maximum I'm telling you to go. In case you want to trade really heavily, you can go for that. But otherwise, make sure you're trading between 2 to 5% only. On Bitcoin at the moment, there is a crossing happening. I can open a trade of 40 over here. I opened it at 40 because this will most probably will go in loss and I have to recover this loss. That's why I opened a trade in 40 USD. So I'll be back to 20 again. There's a possibility of a crossing to happen over here. Let's see how this one goes. Unfortunately, this trade of mine went in loss. I've opened this one to recover this one, but let's see. Let's see what the future holds for us. There's a chance, there's a good chance for us to have a profitability, but let's see how this one goes. We might have a chance in commodity. Let's see how this one goes. Unfortunately, what has happened right now, my 40 USD trade went to loss too. But again, guys, that's why I'm saying that be conscious of how much amount you're investing in your trade. Because in case if that trade goes to loss, you will have to make sure you have enough amount to double the amount. Because if you're following market principle, that's what it said. That if you're not having a profitable trade, you switch it to double. But your account should support that move or that switch from your end. Okay, so make sure you are trading cautiously and being conscious about the money you're investing in your trade. At the moment, looks like this trade of mine will also not go profitable. I have to go back to 40, I guess. Again, you can see we followed all the rules. Even then, our trade didn't go profitable. That's why it's really important. Just because you have a strong share doesn't mean you'll put all your money under a single trade because that can be extremely risky of a situation. And that's something either me or any other manager on the platform will not recommend you. Be very conscious of the amount you're investing, guys. Okay. Okay, we have already opened a trade right now. Let's see how this goes. Let me go back to currencies and find some assets over here to trade upon. So we have an asset over here. A crossing is about to happen. Let's see if we can find this crossing and based on that we can start the trade. And unfortunately, our trade didn't go profitable. So I have to open two trades right now, one of 160 and one of 40. So I believe right now this serves a great example. Just imagine this situation. If you have enough account balance in your account, 20 plus 40, 60. 60 plus 80, 140. And if right now you open a 160 USDT trade, it means 300. So you should have 300 USDT and you can make only four steps in that. That's why be very conscious of the amount you're starting your trade with. If you don't have enough capital, make sure you start small by 2 USDT trade or 3 USDT trade. So in case even 3 or 4 trades doesn't go profitable, you have enough money to support this principal and your trading. Okay. At the moment, it's showing a crossing in upward direction, but the cloud over here, if you see, is showing a downward direction. That's why I'm not taking a trade on this one yet. Oh, there's a crossing about to happen. Let's wait for this one. I'll put a star. We have a good chance of having a crossing over here too. The crossing has happened. The cloud is showing an upward trend. I've opened a trade of 40 USDT on this. I have to still recover this loss. Let's see if I can find a strong signal to open a trade of a huge amount of 160 USDT. I usually don't trade for that big of an amount because that's a really big amount to put under a single trade. But let's see. I don't think the graph is loading right now. Let me refresh the page. So we might have a crossing in both. Let's see how this one goes. I'm really sorry about this issue, guys. Just a moment. And if you look over here, the great thing is our trade is in positive, so I've recovered this loss. So now I have to recover this remaining one. Let's see if I can open a trade on this one. The crossing has happened. So we can see an upward trend, but this cloud is showing a slight downward trend. That's why I will not be opening a trade in this case. Uh, Mrityu Das, my friend, he's saying following the trend will make this strategy more accurate, correct? I believe you're absolutely right, but it's not just about the strategy. If you follow trend, any strategy will be really wise for you. But make sure you're not in a hurry to use a strategy or to open a trade. I might be still in a loss of 80 USDT, but I'm not in a hurry to make a trade because if I was, I would have made a trade on this one, and you can see how this would have turned out for me. Because right now, if I open a trade of 160 USDT, I have to understand the gravity of the situation. 160 USDT is a huge amount. Forget about 160, 80 USDT is a huge amount. So make sure that whenever you're trading, you're conscious and aware of how big of amount you're trading upon. Okay? Many of my friends who I talk to export advanced traders, they sometimes complain that I had a loss of this big, this big, this big. And I ask them why that has happened. Because I've had losses too, but I've never had such a big loss because I'm conscious. When I'm seeing my trades are not going that profitable, I start trading on a smaller amount. Like this one, crossing has happened, it's showing a downward trend. I'll open a trade in downward direction of 40 USD. As of now, there is no signal on Europe Composite Index also, so I'll remove this star. Gold also, there is no signal, or there is a possibility of a signal. Again, if you see crossing is in downward direction, it's slightly upward, very slightly, but still it's upward. Let's wait for another candle to come and then we can decide whether to take a trade on this one or not. And anyway, we have to take a trade of 160. So see if the signal is worth taking that huge of a trade on. Okay. This yellow line, which is SMA5, is showing a downward trend, but this is moving in an upward trend, guys. So we shouldn't take a trade in such a situation when we are having contradicting suggestions or result from one indicator and one oscillator. So I will not be taking a trade in this case. At the moment, if I talk about Bitcoin, I'm quite close. It's a borderline case. There's a possibility of having a profitability. Let's see. We still have good 50 seconds left on this trade. Let's see how this one goes. I'll go back to currencies to see if I can find some signal over there. Guys, if you have found any indicator, I'm sorry, not indicator strategy, any asset on which you believe there is a crossing happening and we can open a trade, let me in the sessions so that I can check those assets and we can start taking trade on all of them. Okay. At the moment, I'm not able to find a crossing, so I'll not be opening a trade. Make sure whenever you open trade, you are sure of the signal that you are getting. Otherwise, wait for some time. Never be in a hurry. Unfortunately, this trade also went in loss. But let's remove the star from this one. Mrityunjay Das is asking any reason for not using the Japanese candlestick. So basically, let me clarify you one thing. Over here, initially we had area chart actually, but when you start applying this strategy, horizon strategy, automatically the graph changes to high energy. So it's not something I've done manually. Oh, I removed this. Okay, let me remove all of them. Like I'll just show you again in that case. If I go back to having a area chart, I come over here, horizon, I do this one. You can see automatically the area chart got changed to a high energy candle. I've opened a trade of 160 USD in upward trend, a crossing has happened, and this is supporting this. Let's open a trade for another 80. At the moment, I don't see any crossing happening anytime soon, but if I see one, I'll do it on that one. Again, guys, even in case if that trade also goes in loss, I will not be doubling the amount. Even though I have it, I can do it, but still I won't do it. And that is how you can save yourself from having a bigger loss. You have to understand sometimes you will have the days where you will not make enough profitability. In that situation, what you should do, you should limit the amount you put in trading. Okay? If that will be your approach, you can make, I can assure you one thing, you will never have bigger losses and you can easily recover them the day later or the day later that one also. So make sure never trade for big amount if you see your trades not going profitable. One hack that is always be wary of how your last five trades have performed. If I see it right now, unfortunately for me, from last five trades, only one was profitable. So if that goes loss, I will not be doubling the amount anyway. So that way I can save myself from a huge loss. And you can do that too. Because in my experience, I've never had a day where I had a loss of 300, 400. I think I barely managed to have a loss of even 250 USDT once or twice only. That's it. So that's not a difficult task. It can easily be done. Just be wary of the amount you are investing and be wary of how the last five trades have performed for you, and that will do the job. Okay? Be conscious of that. There's no crossing happening anytime soon over this one, so I will not put a star. And we had a profitability on this. That's wonderful. So as of now, what has happened? We have recovered this loss right now, but we are still in loss of Bitcoin one. So we have to open another trade of 80 USDT. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, we can have a crossing here anytime soon. We can open a downward direction trade. Let's wait for this candle to end and we can do this thing. And a crossing has happened. I'll go back to 20 again. Again, guys, make sure this step you follow. Whenever you open a trade to recover the loss, afterwards go back to your original base amount because that is really the most important thing about martingale principle. That when you double the amount after you have opened the trade, go back to initial amount. That is really, really, really important, and I cannot put more emphasis on that. There is no signal anytime soon. I'll remove the star from this one. Let's go back to this one again. Also, the webinar it's about to end. So if you guys have some questions which might not have been addressed as of now about this strategy in particular, please feel free to shoot these questions at me. I'll try to answer them and I'll try to address them with best of my capabilities. And I'm presuming and hoping how to use this strategy, this horizon strategy is clear for you all. In case if it is not, you can always remember these two steps. Wherever you find SMA5 is crossing SMA22, you can take that as an opportunity. And if the cloud or the histogram supports that trend, you can definitely open a trade over there. But still, you all are aware no strategy is 100% accurate. So be conscious, be wary of the amount you're investing in the trade because that way you can save yourself from huge losses. Okay? Any doubts, any question, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them and help them, you guys. Okay? I don't think this crossing is happening anytime soon, but if it happens, I can open a trade on this one. But that's not the point. The point is to have clarification about how to do trading using the horizon strategy. So if that is clear for you guys, I think my job is done and I can take a leave. Let's just see how this one ends. And after that, we close this webinar for today and have a discussion pretty soon. Unfortunately, this went in loss. So what I have to do, the steps are clear. I can open a trade of 160 USDT, but again, the amount is really huge. So make sure if you are about to open a trade like that, you are having a strong and a clear signal. Otherwise, do not open a trade. Okay? Like right now, I can do it, but I'll do it later on. So with that point, I'll take a leave, guys. Enjoy your day, enjoy your trading, and always make sure you use logic and not emotions while trading. Okay? Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great